Hello, everyone, and welcome back to our English podcast. I am so happy you are here today. If you're listening to this, it means you want to improve, you want to grow. And today, we are talking about the one thing that stops most people from growing.
That's right, Emma. Hello, everyone. I'm excited about today's topic because it's something I struggle with every single day. We are talking about the comfort zone.
The comfort zone. It sounds so nice, doesn't it, David? It sounds warm, safe, and easy. But the truth is, the comfort zone is a dangerous place if you want to change your life.
It's like a beautiful, soft sofa. Once you sit down, it's very hard to get up. But if you stay on the sofa forever, you never see the world.
Exactly. Today, we want to challenge you. We want to talk about why your comfort zone is actually killing your progress, especially your progress in learning English. We will discuss the pain of growth versus the pain of regret.
That sounds deep, Emma. The pain of regret. I think many of our listeners feel that sometimes. That feeling of, I wish I had started a year ago.
Precisely. So let's start at the beginning. David, how would you define the comfort zone for someone learning a language?
For me, the comfort zone in English is when I only say things I already know. I use the same 5 verbs, the same 3 tenses, and I only talk to people who are patient with me. It feels safe because I don't make many mistakes, but I also don't learn anything new.
That is a perfect definition. You are playing it safe. When you are in your comfort zone, your brain is on autopilot. There is no challenge. And without challenge, there is no neuroplasticity. Your brain isn't forming new connections.
So you're saying that if it feels easy, I'm probably not learning?
In a way, yes. Think about fitness. If you go to the gym and lift a weight that is very light, you can do it for an hour and never get tired, but your muscles won't grow. To make the muscle grow, you need to lift something that makes you feel a little bit of discomfort.
Discomfort. That's a good word. It's not pain like an injury, but it's a feeling of effort.
Exactly. And that is what we call the pain of growth. It is the temporary burning feeling when you try to use a new grammar structure or when you try to speak to a native speaker for the first time. It feels scary. Your heart beats fast. Maybe your hands sweat.
Oh, I know that feeling. My voice usually shakes a little bit when I have to give a presentation in English. I hate that feeling.
But David, after the presentation is finished, how do you feel?
I feel like a hero. I feel energized. I feel like I can do anything.
That is the reward of the pain of growth. It is short, but the result is long-lasting. Now, let's look at the other side, the pain of regret. David, what does that feel like?
The pain of regret is much heavier. It's the feeling you get when you see someone else speaking English fluently and you realize you have been studying for 3 years, but you were too afraid to practice speaking. It's the feeling of a missed opportunity. Maybe a job you didn't apply for because the interview is in English.
That's a heavy weight to carry. The pain of growth lasts for a few minutes or hours. The pain of regret can last for a lifetime.
So the choice is, do we want the small pain now or the big pain later?
That's the comfort zone challenge. We have to choose our pain. You cannot avoid pain in life. You either pay the price of discipline and growth now, or you pay the price of regret later.
I like that. Choose your pain. But Emma, it's easy to say this. It's much harder to actually do it. When I'm in the moment and I have the chance to speak English, my brain tells me, no, don't do it. You will look stupid. Just stay quiet.
Our brains are designed to keep us safe, David. Thousands of years ago, standing out or making a mistake could be dangerous for our survival. But today, making a mistake in English won't kill you. It will only make you smarter.
So how do we break this habit? How do we start leaving the comfort zone?
We start with something I call the 1% rule. You don't have to jump into a lake of ice on day one. You just need to do one thing every day that makes you feel slightly uncomfortable.
Give me an example. What is a slightly uncomfortable thing for an English learner?
Well, for example, if you usually only listen to podcasts, try to record yourself speaking for 1 minute, just 1 minute. Listen to your own voice. Many people hate the sound of their own voice in a foreign language. That is discomfort.
Oh, I definitely hate my voice in English. I sound like a different person.
But if you do it every day, you get used to it. The scary thing becomes normal. Your comfort zone expands.
Ah, I see. So the goal isn't just to leave the comfort zone, but to make the comfort zone bigger.
Exactly. Imagine your comfort zone is a small circle. Inside the circle is watching Netflix with subtitles. Outside the circle is ordering food in English. If you order food in English 10 times, that activity moves inside your circle. It becomes comfortable.
And then I have to find a new challenge, maybe making a phone call in English.
Exactly. You are always pushing the walls of your circle outward. This is the path to success. People who are fluent in English are not special. They're not geniuses. They are simply people who pushed their circles so far that speaking English became comfortable.
I think many of our listeners are afraid of the mistakes. They think that if they leave the comfort zone, they will make a mistake and everyone will laugh.
Let's talk about that. Mistakes. David, when was the last time you laughed at someone because they made a mistake in your native language?
Never, actually. If I see someone trying to speak my language, I feel respect for them. I want to help them.
Exactly. We are our own harshest critics. Most people are too busy worrying about their own problems to judge your English grammar.
That's a good point. We think we're the center of the world, but everyone else is also in their own comfort zone bubble feeling scared.
Yes, so here is a challenge for our listeners today. We want you to think, what is one thing you have been avoiding because it feels uncomfortable? Is it writing a comment on a YouTube video? Is it joining a speaking club? Is it changing your phone's language to English?
Changing the phone language is a great one. It's small, but it forces you to interact with English every single minute. It's annoying at first, that's the discomfort, but it works.
It really does. Now, David, let's talk about the mindset of a leader. We saw in our previous videos that our listeners want to speak like leaders. A leader is someone who is comfortable being uncomfortable.
I love that phrase, comfortable being uncomfortable. It means you accept that feeling of, I don't know what I'm doing, and you do it anyway.
Correct. In psychology, there is a concept called optimal anxiety. It means you need a little bit of stress to perform your best. If you have zero stress, you are bored and you don't grow. If you have too much stress, you panic. The goal is to find that middle ground.
Like a rubber band. If you don't stretch the rubber band, it's useless. If you stretch it too far, it breaks. You need to stretch it just enough so it can fly.
What a great metaphor, David. We need to be like that rubber band.
So Emma, let's talk about 2026. This year is a power year for many of our listeners. Many people wrote in the comments that they want this to be the year they finally speak English fluently.
If you want 2026 to be different from 2025, you cannot do the same things you did last year. You cannot stay in the same comfort zone and expect different results. That is the definition of insanity.
Doing the same thing and expecting different results. Yeah, that's a trap.
To get something you've never had, you must do something you've never done. It's a classic saying, but it's 100% true. If you want a fluent life, you must accept the pain of growth now.
Let's break down the pain of growth into practical steps for the next week. We have the Comfort Zone Challenge. What is step 1?
Step 1 is identification. Write down 3 things that scare you about English. Be honest. Is it speaking to strangers? Is it your pronunciation? Is it grammar?
For me, it's definitely pronunciation. I'm always afraid I'm saying the words sheet and ship wrong and might say something rude.
That's a very common fear, but that's good. Now you have identified it. Step 2 is exposure.
Exposure, like putting yourself in the situation?
Yes, but in a controlled way. If you are afraid of those sh sounds, spend 10 minutes today practicing only those sounds. Look at yourself in the mirror. Watch your mouth move. It will feel silly. You will feel like a child. That is the discomfort.
And step 3?
Step 3 is reflection. After you do the scary thing, ask yourself, did I die?
Usually the answer is no.
Exactly. The answer is always no. I am still here, and actually, I know a little bit more than I did 10 minutes ago. This teaches your brain that uncomfortable does not mean dangerous.
This is so powerful. It's not just about English, it's about life. If you can master your comfort zone in English, you can master it in your career, in your fitness, and in your relationships.
Absolutely. English is just the tool we are using to build a better version of ourselves. That is a fascinating question, David. It's because learning a language is deeply personal. When you lift weights at the gym, you are not worried about looking stupid to the dumbbells. The weights don't judge you. But language is for communication. When we fail at communication, we feel like we are failing as humans.
Wow, so discomfort in English is actually a fear of losing our social status.
Exactly. We are afraid that if we make a mistake, people will think we are less intelligent. That is why your mindset is more important than your textbook. You have to discipline your thinking, which is something we talked about in our recent video.
Let's dive deeper into that. How do we discipline our thinking to welcome discomfort?
It starts with changing the inner dialogue. Most people have a voice in their head that says, I hope nobody asks me a question today. A person with a growth mindset changes that to, I hope I get a chance to explain my idea today, even if I struggle.
It's a shift from defense to offense.
Exactly. In sports, if you only play defense, you might not lose quickly, but you will never win. To win, you must take the ball and move forward. You must take the risk of losing the ball.
I love that. Move the ball forward. Let's talk about 2026 specifically. We are already a few weeks into the year. Many people started with big goals, but now the comfort zone is pulling them back.
The gravity of the comfort zone is very strong. Have you ever noticed that when you try to change, your old habits try to pull you back like a magnet?
Every time, especially with my morning routine, I want to wake up, listen to an English podcast, and write in my journal. But my bed is so warm. The comfort zone is literally my blanket.
We have all been there. But here's the secret of high achievers. They don't have more willpower than you. They just have a stronger why.
A stronger why? You mean a reason for doing it?
Yes. If your why is just, I want to learn English because it's good, you will stay under the blanket. But if your why is, I want to learn English so I can move my family to a better country and double my salary, you will jump out of bed.
So the discomfort of waking up early is smaller than the discomfort of staying in a job you hate.
Precisely. This is how you defeat the comfort zone. You make the pain of staying the same bigger than the pain of growth.
That is a powerful mental trick. We need to focus on how much it will hurt if we don't change.
Let's do a small exercise for our listeners. Close your eyes for a moment unless you are driving or walking. Imagine yourself in December 2026. You didn't practice, you stayed in your comfort zone. You still feel the same frustration. You still can't speak fluently. How does that feel?
It feels heavy. It feels like a wasted year.
Now, imagine it's December 2026 and you pushed yourself every day. You felt the discomfort, you made the mistakes, and now you can talk to anyone with confidence. How does that feel?
It feels like freedom, like a power year.
That feeling of freedom is on the other side of your fear. You have to walk through the fire of discomfort to reach the garden of freedom.
I want to talk about something specific now. We have many listeners who are interested in business and entrepreneurship. They want to build niche websites or maybe start a YouTube channel like this one. How does the comfort zone affect them?
Oh, it's the same thing, David. In business, the comfort zone is planning. People spend months planning, designing a logo, and reading books. Why? Because planning feels safe. No one can reject your plan.
But doing is where the danger is. Launching the website, posting the first video, that's when people can criticize you.
Exactly. Planning is the comfort zone. Execution is the growth zone. If you want to be successful in 2026, you have to be okay with a messy start.
A messy start, I like that.
Most people want a perfect start, so they never start at all.
Perfectionism is just the comfort zone wearing a suit and tie. It's an excuse to stay safe. If you wait until you are perfect at English to start speaking, you will wait forever.
That's a trap I fell into. I thought I needed to know all the grammar rules before I could join a conversation. But the truth is, you learn the rules by having the conversation.
Exactly. It's like learning to ride a bike. You don't read a book about balance for 6 months. You get on the bike, you fall down, it hurts. That's the pain of growth. And then you learn.
Emma, you mentioned earlier that we should do one thing every day that scares us. Let's give our listeners a list of comfort zone challenges for this week.
Great idea. Let's categorize them. Let's start with level 1, the introvert's challenge.
Okay, what's level 1?
Level 1 is talk to yourself out loud for 5 minutes. But here's the catch. Do it while you're walking outside.
Wait, people will think I'm crazy.
Exactly. That's the discomfort. You're worried about what strangers think, but in reality, most people will just think you're on a phone call with your headphones. This challenge teaches you to ignore the imaginary judgment of others.
Okay, that's a good one. What about level 2, the social challenge?
Level 2 is leave a voice message. Instead of typing a text message to a friend or a language partner, send a 30-second voice note in English. No re-recording, just hit record, speak, and send.
Oh, that's hard. When I record voice notes, I usually delete them 5 times before I send the perfect one.
No deleting. The pain of growth is sending the one with the mistake. When you do that, you are telling your brain, I am okay with being imperfect.
I love that. And level 3, the professional challenge?
Level 3 is for those who want to use English for work. Ask a question in a meeting or a forum. If you are in an online class or a work meeting, don't just sit there and listen. Force yourself to ask one question, even if it's a simple one, like, could you clarify what you meant by that?
That makes your heart race. I can feel my heart beating just thinking about it.
But that heart race is your body preparing you for growth. It's adrenaline. Use it.
These are great. I want to add one, the digital challenge. Change your social media explore page to only English content.
Oh, that's a big one. Why is that a challenge?
Because it's hard. Your brain wants to relax when you're on Instagram or TikTok. It wants to see memes in your native language. If you force it to see English, your brain has to work even during rest time.
That is a great point. You are removing the comfort from your rest.
Exactly. Now, Emma, let's talk about the phrase life is short. We had a video about this that many people loved. How does the shortness of life relate to the comfort zone?
Time is the only thing we cannot get back, David. Every day you spend in your comfort zone is a day you are not moving towards your potential. If you are 30 years old today and you stay in your comfort zone for 10 years, you will be 40. The only difference is you will have 10 years of what ifs.
What if I had started that business? What if I had learned English? Those are painful questions.
Regret is a slow poison. Growth is a sharp, quick pain. I'd rather have the sharp pain today than the slow poison for the rest of my life.
You know, I heard a story once about an old man on his bedside. He said his biggest regret wasn't the mistakes he made, but the things he didn't do because he was afraid.
That is so common. There's a study about this. Most people on their deathbeds regret inaction more than action. They regret the risks they didn't take.
So in a way, the comfort zone is a thief. It steals your future.
It is the most successful thief in the world because it makes you feel like it's your friend. It says, stay here, you're safe with me, while it's actually taking away your opportunities.
Wow, we need to stop seeing the comfort zone as a safe place and start seeing it as a prison.
Yes, a golden prison. It looks nice, the bars are made of gold, but you are still stuck.
Emma, let's talk about the mindset of 2026 again. Things are moving so fast. AI is changing the world. The economy is shifting. Can we even afford to stay in a comfort zone anymore?
That's a great point. In the past, you could have a stable job and stay in your comfort zone for 40 years. But today, the world is changing so fast that if you are not growing, you are actually moving backward.
Because the world is moving forward without you.
Exactly. Learning English is no longer a luxury or a hobby. It is a survival skill in the modern economy. If you stay in your native language only comfort zone, you are limiting your world to 1% of the information available on the internet.
1%, that's a tiny world.
English is the key that opens the other 99%.
I want to encourage everyone listening right now. If you're feeling overwhelmed, that's okay. If you feel like your English isn't good enough, that's okay. The fact that you're listening to this podcast, a podcast in English about complex topics like mindset and comfort zones, means you are already doing better than you think.
Absolutely. You are already outside the circle of easy English. You are challenging yourself right now. You are listening to a 30-minute conversation. Your brain is working.
We should talk about journaling too. We had a video about change your life with journaling. How can we use a journal to track our comfort zone challenge?
This is a game changer. Every night before you go to sleep, write down one thing you did that made you uncomfortable. Just one.
Like a discomfort diary?
Yes, a bravery journal. When you see it written down, you start to feel proud of yourself. You start to seek out discomfort because you want to have something to write in your journal.
It turns into a game, like collecting points in a video game.
We have talked a lot about the theory of the comfort zone, but let's be real for a moment. Most people listen to a podcast like this, they feel motivated for 20 minutes, and then they go back to their old life.
It's called the inspiration high. It's like drinking a strong cup of coffee. You feel amazing, but an hour later, the energy is gone and you are tired again.
Exactly. So, for the final part of our conversation today, I want to talk about sustainability. How do we stay outside our comfort zone for the long term? How do we make growth a permanent lifestyle in 2026?
I think it starts with the environment. If you want to be brave, but you are surrounded by people who are comfortable and lazy, you will eventually become like them.
You are the average of the 5 people you spend the most time with. If those 5 people only speak your native language and never challenge themselves, your muscle of growth will become weak.
So step 1 for 2026 is find a growth circle, even if it's an online community like the people in the comments of this video.
Yes, engaging with other learners who are also pushing themselves is like having a gym partner. It's harder to quit when someone is watching you.
Deva, what about those days when you just don't have the energy? We all have bad days. We had a video about talk about a bad day in English. On those days, the comfort zone feels like the only safe place.
On bad days, the rule is don't quit, just scale down. If your goal was to speak for 30 minutes but you're exhausted, just speak for 2 minutes. The goal is to keep the habit of discomfort alive, even if the intensity is low.
That's the discipline you're thinking part again. Discipline is doing what needs to be done even when you don't feel like it.
Precisely. Let's talk about a very specific fear many of our listeners have, the fear of success.
Wait, people are afraid of success? I thought everyone wanted to be successful.
Subconsciously, many people are terrified of success because success means a new life, new responsibilities, and a new identity. If you become fluent in English, people will expect more from you. You might have to lead meetings, travel alone, or take a bigger job.
Ah, so success itself is a massive exit from the comfort zone.
Yes, and your brain says, stay average. Average is safe. If you stay at the B1 level forever, nobody will ever ask you to give a speech.
Wow, that is a deep realization. We are often sabotaging our own English progress because we are afraid of the person we will become if we actually succeed.
We have to fall in love with that future version of ourselves. We have to want to meet that person. David, if you met the 2027 version of David, who speaks perfect English and runs a global business, what would you say to him?
I would say, thank you for being brave today so I could exist tomorrow.
That is beautiful. Thank you for being brave today so I could exist tomorrow. Every time you do a comfort zone challenge, you are sending a gift to your future self.
I want to talk about the physical feeling of growth. Sometimes when I'm learning something very hard, I get a headache. Is that normal?
It's very normal. It's actually a sign that you're working. Scientists call it cognitive load. When your brain is struggling to process new information, it's like a computer that is running too many programs. It gets hot.
So the headache of learning is actually a trophy.
In a way, yes. It means you're not scanning information, you're deeply processing it. This is why easy English videos are sometimes a trap. If it's too easy, your brain doesn't have to work. And if it doesn't work, it doesn't remember.
This is why our podcast is a bit longer and more complex. We want to challenge our listeners. We want them to feel that effort.
Exactly. We are not here to entertain you for 5 minutes. We are here to change how you think for 30 minutes.
Let's look at the pain of regret one more time. Emma, you often say life is short. If someone is 40 or 50 years old listening to this, do they still have time to leave their comfort zone?
It is never too late. We had a video titled, "It's Not Too Late, How to Change Your Life," and the response was incredible. Age is often used as the ultimate comfort zone excuse. People say, "I'm too old to learn a language," or "My brain is too slow now."
But science says that's not true, right?
Correct. Neuroplasticity exists until the day you die. Your brain is a muscle. If you use it, it stays young. If you hide in your comfort zone, it becomes old. I know people who started learning English at 60 and are now traveling the world.
That is so inspiring. So the pain of growth is actually a fountain of youth.
I love that. It keeps you curious, it keeps you active, and it keeps you connected to the world.
Deva, as we come to the end of this episode, I want to ask you, what is your personal comfort zone challenge for this week? Even you must have one.
Oh, absolutely. My challenge this week is related to technology. I am terrified of learning new AI tools for our video editing. It feels so complex, and I'm afraid I'll waste time. But I know that if I don't learn them, our channel will stay the same. So I have blocked 2 hours this Friday to just sit with the discomfort of not knowing what I'm doing.
Sitting with the discomfort. That's a great phrase. Not running away, just sitting there until it becomes familiar.
And you, David?
I'm going to call a business partner in the UK instead of sending an email. I've been avoiding the call because my English feels rusty this week, but I'm going to do it. I'm going to choose the sharp pain of the 10-minute call over the slow poison of waiting for an email reply.
I'm proud of you, and I'm proud of everyone listening.
Before we go, let's give one final piece of advice for someone who's feeling lost in life. We see this in the comments a lot. People feel lost and they don't know where to start.
If you feel lost, the comfort zone is the worst place to stay. When you're lost in a forest, you don't sit down and wait for the trees to move. You start walking. You might walk in the wrong direction for a while, but movement gives you information. Staying still gives you nothing.
Movement is clarity.
Exactly. If you don't know what to do with your life, start by mastering English. Why? Because it will give you the confidence to master everything else. It is the master habit.
And 2026 is the year to do it. Not 2027, not next Monday, today.
Today, right now, if you are finished with this podcast, don't just jump to a funny cat video. Stay in this growth mindset for 5 more minutes. Write down your goal, record your voice, do the challenge.
Thank you, Deva. This has been a powerful session. I feel ready to take on the world.
Me too, David. And to all our listeners, thank you for your time. Thank you for your energy. You are the reason we make these videos. You are the leaders of 2026.
Stay brave, stay uncomfortable, and we will see you in the next episode.
Goodbye, everyone. Speak soon.